Who would you like to know on the internet who, if you knew them, could do you some good or buy your product or service? It's a very interesting question. All of us should be thinking about it, and we are. We're on Facebook, we're on MySpace, we're on LinkedIn. The social media have taken over the whole networking environment for entrepreneurs and small business people. My name is Lynn Hinderrocker, and welcome to NxBizSuccess. I've got a guest today who can tell us all about social media and networking, growing our companies in that exploding arena. His name is Steve Brewer. He's an instructor with the College of St. Mary's in the Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska areas. Steve, welcome to NxBizSuccess.
Glad to be here.
Yes. Boy, I tell you what, when that question is confronted, who would I like to know on the internet that might be able to buy my product or service? That's a wide, huge, explosive, and exciting question to think about. Is that where we begin when we start looking at all the social media? Where do we begin?
Well, let's begin, Lynn, if it's okay, with just talking about what you mean by social media,
Yes.
what that is, and where we might get started.
Please, I got ahead of myself.
The term social media, it refers to places online where the content is created by the users. So
Okay.
there isn't a professional staff creating the content.
So it's not a website developer somewhere. Anybody can create content, words and pictures.
Yes. So the best known examples would be Facebook, MySpace, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, which I'll try to get back to in a minute. The idea is most of these is you go in there, you create your own profile. So you sort of set up a little page for yourself.
Here's who I am.
Here's who I am.
All right.
And here's what I've done in the past. Here's what I'd like to do. And then
Here are all the quirky, idiosyncratic things about me.
absolutely. And then
Hopefully that people will like and not dislike,
yes.
right?
Yes, and then you typically want develop a list of contacts, people who you know who have sort of linked to you as your online friend in the social media site.
And the purpose of that is what? To simply share emails or talk to each other or get something from each other? I mean, if I get my son-in-law or my daughter or my aunt on my Facebook website, I'm not going to sell them any of my product or service. What's the point?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd say first, word of warning, the term social media, a lot of the sites are for socializing. They're not really for business, and for right now, for example, Facebook, hugely popular, but business sort of is not really welcome there. You're not supposed to make overt sales pitches,
Okay,
so you
all
need
right.
to be careful.
Good, we need to be sensitive to that.
But there are some that are more directed toward business. There's one I would recommend called LinkedIn,
Yes.
which is based in California, but it's sort of a local company because their call center's in Omaha.
Okay.
And what they do, you set up your profile, you have contacts, and then the nice thing about it, it's a much easier way to stay in touch with your group of people you know.
Okay, so instead of picking up the phone and calling 10 or 20 or 30 people that are kind of my friends, I can just utilize my LinkedIn website or profile to send them quick notes and say hi and all that. And maybe do you know anybody who would like to buy my product?
Well, I'll address that.
Do.
So if we're thinking about people that might want to buy a product or could just be good influencers for us.
Okay.
So let's say, Lynn, that we've got our profile on LinkedIn. So I look up this person that I know I want to meet. And there they are. They have a LinkedIn page too.
Because LinkedIn has millions
of people around the
Okay,
world.
so it's fairly likely that many of the people you'd like to do business with, they might be on
Yes, there's a fairly good chance.
Okay.
So let's say you find this person. Now, you can contact that person directly and say, I saw your profile on LinkedIn. I'd love to communicate with you about X,
right.
You know, and you could even ask them to be a contact for you on LinkedIn. And then, and if they say yes, if they're open to it, if you went about it the right way, then at least you have made a contact with somebody who could buy your product or could be a good influencer.
Okay,
for
that
you.
sounds good. Now, to be able to do that, if I recall correctly, LinkedIn, you have to pay a little extra to be a premium member to contact anybody directly. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
All right, yeah. But if you go to the people that have agreed to be because you send a little thing, say, be my friend, be my contact.
Yeah.
Then if you look at their individual LinkedIn site, right, you find out who they know.
Yes.
And it may be somebody that you'd like to know. What do we do then?
Okay, so let's say I looked you up in LinkedIn and it came up and that you were in there, and then it would show a little bit of almost our degrees of separation. Maybe people that I know that you also know, so people who are contacts in common with us, okay? And human nature is we're more open to meeting a new person if it comes through someone we already know, because there's a higher trust level.
Sure.
So I could contact that person we have in common, and I could say, I would really like to meet Lynn. He seems like the kind of person I should meet for this reason. Would you be willing to introduce me to him through LinkedIn.
Okay, so you don't have to necessarily go directly at the person. You can go through your contact or your affiliation, which probably warms it up a little bit.
It does. It's yes. Exactly.
Sometimes I've received overtures from people I've never heard of before, and they want this or they want that, and I'm a little put off by that.
Yes.
What's the appropriate protocol there? Do I just ignore them, or just send back a note and say, "Who in the world are you? Please don't contact me that way again"? Or what's the right thing to do when you have all this dialogue with semi-strangers?
Yeah. Some people just ignore those requests from people they don't know.
Okay.
Other people do respond saying, "I don't know you. I typically am contacts with people that I know, but I'd be happy to learn a little bit more about you."
Because those people may, in fact, they
may
may be able to help you.
Good, yeah,
absolutely. So that's maybe a ground rule there is don't turn anybody down just because you don't know who they are, because they may be able to help you out.
They might, yes.
In fact, you told me before, as we discussed networking in general, doing something for somebody else in the right spirit and tonality, maybe not a manipulative way, can actually work beautifully for you. And that, I assume, is online as well, right?
Yes. So let's say you could help someone out online. You could answer a question they have.
Sure.
You could connect them to a service provider that they needed.
Sure.
You've helped them with the idea that then they should hopefully be able to help you out online down the road by by their contact asking, "Do you know anybody who is an accountant in Kearney or a lawyer in Lincoln?" Well, yes, I do. It's this LinkedIn person I have. Would you like to meet him?
And that actually does happen. Tell me about groups. These little groups. They seem like they would be a great thing to know about. If you join a group and somebody's in there, if I'm selling desks and I can find some group on LinkedIn that's into office furnishings or space planning or productivity or whatever, I might be able to get into that group, be accepted by the leader of that group, right? And might find some buyers for my desk, right?
Let's talk about that. Let's stick with that example. So I'm selling desks.
Yeah.
And there's a group online of office design planners or something like that.
Right.
The best way to do this online is to not go into the group and here's my product, buy, sale today.
Yeah, anybody want to buy something from you?
Anybody want to buy a desk today?
Yeah.
The best thing would be to go in to introduce yourself, to try to offer some value.
Right.
To answer questions people have, to make yourself a useful resource.
Yeah.
Then hopefully it will come back to when somebody does need, Lynn, he's been on there, he helped us before. Let's ask him if
he was a great, thank you. Steve Brewer from College of St. Mary in the Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska area. This has been an epiphany for me. I know about LinkedIn, many people do, but not everybody knows how to work with it and really make it a productive thing and extract true value from LinkedIn and all the other social media, Facebook, MySpace, all the new ones that are emerging almost every month. This is a fabulous thing for entrepreneurs and small business people to be able to know about. It just takes a little bit of time, and with this video podcast, you'll be a lot more prepared to take advantage of social media. My name's Lynn Hinderrocker. This is NxBizSuccess. Keep on going, keep on growing.